Matters arising. GATT must go. GATT means Governor Ambode's toxic taxes must go. That is the title of this address, being the text of the address of Additional Ogunlana Esquire, my humble self, Chairman, MB Ikeja branch. We welcome our partners in progress, the press, in this titanic struggle to achieve a justier, that is a more just Nigerian society and governance. You will kindly recall that on Tuesday, 13th March 2018, our branch, ably supported by the NLC, civil society bodies, and other professionals, even including the NATA, held a protest walk tagged Walk the Talk against the Land Use Charge Law 2018, excessive litigation costs in court, borehole tax, car registration tax, etc. of the Lagos State government. Before the march, I must disclose that our pressures mounted on the leadership of the branch, from the government, from the police, and some others, including the palace of the monarch of Lagos, the Olowo Eko, but we yielded not. The protest took the whole of about 3 hours thereabout and was very well reported by our partners in progress, the Fourth Estate of the realm. We hereby once again salute the patriotic impulse of the press and their invaluable solidarity. Our protest condemned the Land Use Charge 2018 for 4 basic reasons. 1, for being undemocratic. It was arbitrary and parochial. It was a matter of legislation before consultation. That's the very first thing and very big reasons for us. Second, it's that it's illegal for being unconstitutional. You will recollect the sections of that particular law, there are provisions usurping the powers of the local government as provided in the 4th schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic, ascribing such powers to the states and relegating the local government, derisively called collecting authorities. Third, was that it was fraudulent. As we will explain later, the fraud lies in the evaluation process. It was a situation of shaving the head of the person in absentia. Fourth, that's the economic reason. It was excessively oppressive. The rates were high, were unreasonable, were strange, and it will look like an invention of a colonial authority practicing an extractive economic policy. We were well received by the masses of Lagos at our protest, but treated shabbily and poorly by the executive of our government, the leader who is the governor who refused to see us. And where we were merely tolerated by the Parliament of Lagos, which sent a group of legislators to meet with us, even though the gate to both seats and corridors power were first firmly locked. It was our insistence that we shall not do any discussion or interaction outside of this gate that made them to open the gate. It should be noted that the Nigerian Bar Association Ikeja branch was not alone in the rejection of GATT. It is on record that the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, the Lagos City Chambers of Commerce, landlords associations, etc., other professional bodies rejected, in particular, the land use charge. Less than 48 hours of our historic protest, the Lagos State government announced that it was slashing the percentages of the LUC rates by 50%, by 25%, by 20%, and so on. Interestingly, nobody is clapping for the Lagos State government. In fact, we of the Nigerian Bar Association Ikeja branch completely reject the reduction for being a sham, a calculated ploy to hoodwink the good people of Lagos State and to present the facade that the Akinwumi Ambode government is a listening and sensitive government. The reduction is a sham, a farce, a fraud, because the rates prescribed now, subjected to reduction, is based on a fraudulently extractive foundation. There was no proper evaluation of properties. In fact, there was no evaluation. Property owners were never aware or involved in any evaluation of their properties. And one may care to ask what was the reason for giving commercial valuation. Were the owners of these properties interested in selling off their properties? So what we had from government is a ghost evaluation, the perenniality of irresponsibility of NEPA first, and the subsequent power holding companies, where they just look at you and give you what you call crazy bills. All Nigerians know what we are talking about. They do it by guess estimation to satisfy their own financial fancies. So when people say, when government says it is slashing costs, they are only deceiving people that the amounts prescribed are mere fantasies, but because the amounts prescribed are mere fantasies of their imagination. I should like to expatiate here. The government, what it has done is actually more than 400% increase. And we have given examples in our first press conference of people who have their rates increased from 140,000, 120,000 to 2 million. Some other people pay 200,000 up to 2017 now have 4 million to pay. How many 200,000 can anybody take for 4 million? Would that be 400%? Would that even more than 10,000%? And so when government now says, for example, they are reducing it by 50%, 25%, and all that, the person to pay 2 million is going to pay 1,750,000, or at best 1 million naira from 135,000 naira. What a reduction! It's a sham. It's like when you go to a supermarket or a boutique, and they will say this particular dress that should not have cost more than, let's say, 20,000 naira. But because they say they're selling labels and rampant and rancid capitalism, we will now say it is 200,000 and that you are buying class. And after a time, they say Easter is now coming. Christmas is now coming. Eid al-Fitr is now coming. We now slash it by 40%. So you are now going to buy it at so much price. Who is deceiving who? A call. In the meanwhile, we heard the news that the House of Assembly has set up a committee towards the review of the Land Use Charge 2018 to reflect the purported rejection, deduction by the executive arm of government. It is also being said that the House of Assembly is inviting Lagosians to public hearing of the so-called review. Again, we have serious objections to the modalities of this line of response and we reject same. A call to a public hearing on the proposed legislation must be accompanied with a draft of the proposition sent to the invitee ahead of the hearing. So if the House of Assembly, Lagos State wants to do a thorough and clean and sincere job, let it publish to the world via all the media the proposed amendment and give no less than a month for its study by concerned bodies before the hearing takes place. There should be no hurry about this effort. Our position. We reiterate our rejection of the land use charge, the high litigation costs in court, the commercialization of bail, borehole levies, car registration fees, and all such other oppressive, illegal, extortionate charges of Lagos State government. The land use charge, law 2018, as now known, must be repealed. Secondly, Lagosians, from our own understanding and interactions, are actually not against taxation in Lagos State, and they are not even against increase in taxation. However, the condition of the acceptance of taxes in Lagos State are one, it must be transparent, two, it must be gradual, three, it must be reasonable, 4, it must be legal, and finally, it must be properly utilized. In the light of all these, I, Adeshina Ademola Ogunlana, exercising the powers of my office as the chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Ikeja branch, and dutifully obeying the mandate, the directive and wishes of the membership of this branch, hereby state that 1, and direct that no Lagosian should be in any hurry to pay the land use charge, all other charges, levies that we consider GAT, Governor Unbody Toxic Taxes. No payment should be made until the government listens and bows to the people's will. I am, and we are very aware here in this hall, that sections of that law in the land use charge makes it an offense for anybody seen to be inciting or preventing the prevention of that particular law that we have considered toxic. We are ready for that challenge. We do this volunteer non-fit injuria. We have the courage of our convictions, and we have the conscience of our courage. We are directing Lagosians not to be in a hurry to pay the land use charge until the government of Lagos State bows to the supreme will of the Lagos people and residents. 2, let the government, let the parliament, that is the Lagos State House of Assembly, within 7 days from now, today is the 21st day of March 2018, from now publish in the papers the proposed draft of the reviewed land use charge of Lagos State for interested residents and stakeholders to study, for adequate participation in public hearings that will precede, that should precede, that must precede any amendment, and which amendment should be delayed until May 2018 to allow for thorough, adequate, comprehensive, and all-inclusive consultation. Where the government of Lagos neglect, fail, and refuse to positively consider these positions of the MD Ikeja, our branch will organize and embark on another protest action on Thursday, 30th March 2018, to make the government truly answerable to the electorate. The word is enough for the wise. To thank you for your kind attention.